Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Mix 104. Let me do that again. Three, two, one. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Mix 1041 and MixTV.tv. Our friends Jay and Brittany Hagee here with Alon Planning Partners. Guys, how are you?
Good morning. We're doing well,
Wonderful.
Steve.
It's great to see you. And Jay, congratulations. NIL deal with Starbucks. God
Yeah.
love you. I knew you would get
I've
there.
been waiting here for a long time
I
to get
knew
this
you would
NIL
get there.
deal. Yep.
We had Drew Akins, the head coach of Walker Valley in football the other day, last week, and he had a Coke Zero and an M&M's right next to each other, and I told him the same thing.
Yeah.
He said he's just trying to be like Nick Saban.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. Well, I don't know that my name, likeness, or image is worth a Starbucks representation, but we'll try it.
Hey, you know what?
Yeah.
Hey, it's okay.
Yeah.
Well, listen, so last time we talked, you guys really brought up something that is interesting. We don't often think about, and that is the mindset for money. You said black and white. Yeah, we look at those numbers. But there's another part of this. And we talked about the concept of our money mindset and how our patterns of thinking impacts financial outcomes that we experience. So here's the question: how do we establish new patterns, and what are some practical things we can do to implement a healthier way of thinking about our
Yeah.
finances?
Yeah, as we talked about last time, we can get so fixated on the investment piece or just how we're saving or what we're saving. Again, all that matters. But to make real change when it comes to our finances, it really begins in our mind. And so, because our thoughts impact our decisions, which then change our outcomes. If you want a different outcome, start with what you're thinking. Start with how you're thinking about what you're trying to get to. So you've got to establish some goals. You really just have to establish some practical goals and line those out so that we can come alongside you and really help you chart a course to get to where you want to be. And really it's about making sure that the way we're thinking is in line with our purpose. When we have real purpose with our money and our finances, then we are able to work towards that, and it really brings life to the situation. So put purpose. Name the purpose that your funds have, whether it's savings for your kids' college, or if it's for retirement and income, or whatever those dollars are for. Say this is the vision I have for this, and then we can put a plan in place to get there. So it really begins in the mind, though, and how you think about money. I'll give you one example. A lot of times when people are transitioning from working years to retirement years, there is a real shift that has to happen in our mindset. It happens in a lot of other areas of our life, but a lot of times we forget that this happens in our mind as well, to where we have worked our whole lives to earn and receive an income, and we've saved and saved and saved. And now at this point of retirement, we have to shift gears a little bit and begin drawing down from those accounts that we have saved for. And that is a really hard transition for a lot of people.
Very much
to,
so.
to take that turn and to really make that shift, not just like in their actions, but in their mind, right? But I don't want to see my accounts drawn down. I don't want to take from these. I want to just hold. But you got to remember, what was the purpose? I talked about purpose a moment ago. What was the purpose that you spent your whole life saving, or that you're spending your whole life saving for? It's for that moment to be able to say, hey, I have what I need. Let's live in this new purpose, this
That's right.
repurpose retirement, right? It's what's my new purpose in that season, and your money should facilitate that. Your funds should facilitate that purpose.
And I would say that's our passion in this business, right? Our passion is not just the X's and O's alone. We have to do that. We have to know,
Right.
how your money's positioned. And I have a lot of people that come in and see us that they have someone that has been giving them the X's and O's, but maybe they don't have purpose-based planning behind it. Maybe they haven't put those pieces together and been like, okay, 10 is better than 8 because it gets you to this goal, right? Or maybe you don't need to take the risk to have a 10% return. Maybe you need
Maybe
to take an
8 is better
8%
than 10.
because it will actually get you to your
Yeah.
goal more efficiently,
Right.
And so people don't think on those terms a lot, but it will keep you invested and it will keep your mental state in check when we go through a lot of volatility. So I want great comprehensive planning for folks, and what that means is we're looking at investment management, and we're taking an approach that makes sure that you are in the right investments and you're allocated correctly. But I also want to take a look at how are we going to get to that as far as an income? How do you have an income plan put together for the assets that you have once you need it to get to the purposes that you have? And then do you have a tax plan? A lot of people don't let their left hand know what their right hand's doing in these situations, and that's a mistake. You need to make sure that you understand how your taxes and your income plan affect how you're allocated, right? And then do you have an estate plan? If you're deceased or disabled or you're unable to make these decisions anymore for yourself, how are your loved ones going to get to those funds most efficiently and not go to the state, right? Not let probate court make those decisions.
Well, and let me pause right here because you have all of that under one roof. I mean, you can
Absolutely.
do the tax, you can do all of that.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why I feel like I said, is our passion behind what we do is because we are comprehensive in approach. Right. It's not just come to us and let us put together an asset allocation plan for you or let us manage your assets alone. We want to put together a whole plan that's holistic to your life, that's purpose-based, so that you can know what your estate plan is going to look like. You have a tax plan put together. You have a health care plan. We have a Medicare specialist if you're over the age of 65 as well that we connect you with. So I want to make sure that you have a holistic, purpose-based plan whenever you're talking about your finances, and it's not just here's a piece of investment that you should be stuck in and just put your head in the sand. If things go bad, it'll always come back. Those are kind of the advice that most folks get. I want to make sure that we have purpose behind it and that it's comprehensive, and we do offer all those things under one roof.
Yeah, and that's the network of professionals we talk so much about, where we are not estate law attorneys, but
That's
we
right.
work with estate law attorneys. We're not CPAs, but we work with CPAs. We have that in-house.
We have a team.
Medicare specialist, all of these components that if we talk about comprehensive financial plans and wanting people to hold that, we're going to source you with that. Where do I go? It can be really overwhelming to folks to be like, I don't even know how to put this together. Who do I go to for these things? That's what we're here for. We're going to quarterback that team for you and get the right network of professionals put together to build a plan that works for you, which most of the time, it is not going to look like the guy next to you or your neighbor or your brother or your other family member. It's going to be very custom and very specific. The estate plan you have is going to look different. The asset allocation that you are in is going to look very different. The type of risk you're taking, all of those things are going to be really customized for you. And that's what we do. We quarterback that team to make sure that your plan is not just set in place, but that you can actually work to obtain it, right?
Yeah.
To actually engage in it and get you to where you want to be, to fulfill the purpose that you have for those funds.
And I want to
That's the
encourage you,
target.
if you are listening today and you do not have one of those pieces that we've mentioned, maybe you have a good allocation plan and you've got a good investment strategy in your mind. Maybe you don't have a good tax plan or a good estate plan. That's why we give second looks and a second opinion of what's going on in your situation. We offer complimentary consultations so that folks can know, do I have a comprehensive plan or have I thought through everything that may negatively impact my financial situation and not allow me to get to my goals? That's what we offer.
One thing, we're joined by Jay and Brittany Hagee, Alon Planning Partners. One thing I love when you sit on the same side of the table.
That's right.
You don't go across the table. Is that right?
That's right. And that is such a that's so important to us, because when you're working with a financial advisor, you want to know, is this person really working for me or are they working for the company they work with?
That's right.
Right?
You don't have that either.
We
That's
don't
why
have
being
that. That's
independent
why we
and
are
fiduciary matter.
independent and fiduciary advisors. When we chose to enter this industry 15 years ago, we did it strategically. We wanted to be independent. We didn't want to be bound to some corporation or firm that would require us to sell certain things or use certain
That's right.
investments. We have the freedom to choose what is best for our clients, and we are legally and ethically bound to provide the best solutions, the best advice for our clients. So yeah, that's why we say we sit on the same side of the table as the folks we work with.
right.
So, being Jay independent, you're the Notre Dame.
Yeah,
Wow.
we are.
No.
We have our own independence, so that's good.
Touchdown, Jesus. All right, so how do we get a hold of you at Alon Planning Partners?
That's right. You can reach out through our website, alonplanning.com. That's ALLON planning.com. Or you can call us directly, 423-315-1441. You can schedule a complimentary consultation directly from our website or, of course, by reaching us on phone as well.
and you did out me as a Notre Dame fan to all my volunteer friends out there, but I did take my son to a volunteer game this last Saturday, and it was wonderful. So
Yes.
I
Well,
think we had a great time. Jax loved it. So my son is kind of pulling me into a volunteer secondary fan, right? So
They had trouble with Austin Peay.
okay, they did,
Okay.
but I was
The
just
game
saying
was
the
fun.
game was
They
fun.
might not have
They
played the
won.
best.
So
Yeah, the surroundings were great.
that's right.
Excellent.
My son had a wonderful time.
Well,
so
I'm
there
glad-
you go.
I'm glad to hear that, but I don't think there's any saving you from Notre Dame. All right, there we go. It's Jay and Brittany Hagee, Alon Planning Partners, and we'll come right back with more in just a moment.
Investment advisory services are offered through Foundations Investment Advisors, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. The content provided is intended for informational and educational purposes only. The views, statements, and opinions expressed herein are those of the individual speakers and not necessarily those of Foundations and its affiliates. The information contained herein does not constitute an offer to sell any securities or represent an express or implied opinion or endorsement of any specific investment opportunity, offering, or issuer. Any discussion of performance or returns is not indicative of future results. Each individual investor's situation is different, and any ideas provided may not be appropriate for your particular circumstances. Foundations only transacts business in states where it is properly registered or is excluded or exempted from registration requirements. Registration as an investment advisor is not an endorsement of the firm by securities regulators and does not mean the advisor has achieved a specific level of skill or ability. No legal or tax advice is provided. Always consult with a tax professional. All rights reserved.